there, Apple Bites. This is your Apple Bite written Ralph talking to you straight from our show here, Apple Bites, where we take a bite out of the apple and share it with you. And of course, today we are getting ready to go to Terrificon, and we got the guys from Homebrewed Comics here to talk all about all that stuff and the fact that they're going to be at Terrificon, which is great because they will get a chance to see them all for the first time.
Absolutely. Thanks for having us on, Ralph.
Yeah, thanks for having us. Very excited.
Definitely. You know, we like you guys having you guys on. You know, it's always a great conversation with you guys. Of course, Paul and Mr. Fish both have their Kickstarters going. Mr. Fish, you are funded. That was great to hear.
Yeah, we hit it in like 5.5 hours. It was really exciting.
Dude,
congratulations.
I want to start with you guys just because I like having the Kickstarter there in the background so people can go and support. So, Mr. Fish, I'm going to let you go and tell the people, because you dude, this is exciting. 5 hours you funded, and I like what you're doing, and it kind of fits because, you know, everybody here is a Dungeons and Dragons kind of person.
I'm surprised not everybody involved with comics is a Dungeons and Dragons type person. It surprises me how many people I find that aren't. That's one of the reasons on our campaign, Roll for Hero, we switched over from using like 10-sided dice that we used to use for rolling up our characters. We kept having people in the comments being like, where do you get these, you know, aforementioned 10-sided dice? I've never heard of one of those. I'm like, dude, how do you call yourself a nerd and not have like 10-sided and 20-sided dice just laying around on the floor? And so we ended up going to 6-sided dice just because it's easier for everybody to have, get access to. But on our show, we roll up random characters every week. So we created the Roll for Hero handbook to go with it that's got all kinds of tables and charts and stuff in it that you can roll through and roll up your random characters. And it has everything from figuring out your alignment to your motivation to your origin. Like, are you a cyborg that has these powers? Did you train your body to a razor's edge to get these powers? Are you an alien from a lost race, lost on Earth? And then you roll up like how many powers you get, how many skills, how many major and minor powers. And then there is my absolute favorite table, the monkey wrench in the whole thing, the modifier table, which is absolutely optional if you want to go that way. But it throws in things like your powers are slowly killing you, or you only have so much power, and every time you use it, you're running out, like sands in an hourglass, or like you have all these amazing powers, but they only happen when you have a magical transformation, or your powers come from your suit, like Greatest American Hero or Iron Man. All kinds of different things to throw fun little monkey wrenches into it. And then along with that, we have the OC design pad, which is like this big, thick 50-page drawing pad that has lots of character sheets and stuff in it so that you can design your characters, all kinds of different body shapes, men, women, all kinds of different sizes, big hulking dudes, big fat guys, all kinds of different stuff. And then when you like get done with one of those, you tear off the page, and then it's got bodies and stuff that you can draw over to draw your characters. Again, all kinds of different body sizes and shapes in there, men and women. So if you're not that great at drawing yet, it'll help you out with that. You can get dice along with this so that you got dice to roll it with. There's t-shirts, there's all kinds of stuff. There's even a tier that was surprisingly popular where you can come on the show and we will roll up a random character with you, and you can help design it, and then you get to keep the character at the end. And you get the image that we drew of them. There's a tier where you get it as a big 11x17 glossy poster. But the cool part, the really cool part of this Kickstarter is the comic book, the mini comic that we are going to create together on backer only live streams. So you get to come hang out with us starting Wednesday. We're going to be sending the links to everybody that's backed the campaign, and you can come hang out on these live streams. We are going to roll up the characters randomly. We're going to create them together as a group. We're going to create the story, the setting. We're going to figure out the plot. We're going to script it out. You're going to follow along as we lay out the pages, do the lettering, the penciling, the inking, all the way through printing it and binding it, trimming it, packing and shipping, the whole 9 yards, we are going to do on these live streams with the backers. So you can come hang out. You can ask all your questions you ever had about making comics. You can pick our little brains until they're raw, and we will answer everything that we possibly can. We will show you everything along the way so that you can make your own Ashcan comics at home when you get done with this, if you so choose. But it's a really great way. I love Ashcan Comics for getting the idea out there, for figuring out if this is going to work. It's a really cheap, effective way to figure out if this is for you. Try tabling at a cheap local con somewhere and, make some comics at home and see if this is for you. Some people make really good stories, but don't like selling or don't like the crowds and stuff. Like, you get to try out the whole thing. And I'm really looking forward to the opportunity to get to give back to the community that has given me so much. And I know there's a whole lot of people out there that have been wanting to take that step and give it a shot, but they're afraid for one reason or another. Man, for $5, you can come hang out with us for, probably a couple of months here and, walk through the whole process and see how it's done and see that it's not all that terribly scary and, give it a shot.
I gotta say on that alone, this thing it is amazing because dude, because you know how many questions I get asked on making comics?
Oh man, all the time.
So if this come with us as we go through this whole process, and you can see what the process is. That is just amazing.
Mm-hmm. And, and I will answer all your questions about going through other printers and offset printing and all kinds of other stuff along the way too. But I've always had a love of Ashcan Comics. If I was really brave enough, I would have just started 7 years ago and started on the story that is now Alice Lost in Wonderland as a black and white Ashcan, and I would probably be 200 issues into it by now. But I was a little bit scared, and I went a little bit safer route. And then I started doing comics for everybody else, and now, like 137 books in, I'm getting back around to the Ashcans again.
It's so funny though, because Ashcans used to be a thing.
Oh yeah,
and I think it was because in the 90s and in the olden times,
before times,
kids, it was so much easier to try to get your Ashcan done than it was to try to get your comic book.
Oh yeah, I remember 30 years ago when I tried self-publishing. I just wanted a newsprint black and white comic book, and like the only place I could find locally that was willing to print it was the local newspaper that did other printing jobs sometimes, and they wanted 10 grand to do 5,000 copies. That was the lowest they would go. And 10 grand might as well have been $10 million, to a young dad, 30 years. No, there was no way I couldn't do it. And so, yeah, that didn't happen. But I learned a lot about making Ashcans, and, I just love it. I love the freedom of it. I love being able to take your idea and get it in print without having to go through anybody else to stop you along the way. There's no hurdles to get over. If you can get a printer, or if you can carve blocks to print it yourself, or screen print it, or draw it with a marker by hand each time, you can get your message out there. You can scribble it down in marker and Xerox it or whatnot. I've made so many freaking Ashcans on Xerox machines.
Here's a question for you guys, for all of you, because you're all creating comics now. Why do you think the Ashcans have disappeared?
Digital comics.
Digital comics
that answer right away.
are easy. They're easy. They get it out there quickly. You don't have to staple and fold anything.
That's true.
There's an artist that I know on Instagram, Kenny Aiken. He just did a book called. Did you see a blue heart emoji?
Yes, absolutely. I buy everything he puts out. Apex is one of my favorite books.
Apex is fantastic. I bought the blue heart emoji Ashcan, is why I bring it up, because he did an Ashcan first, and then he just did the full release. And I fell in love with that book through the Ashcan. There's something to be said for those projects. And
they're still out there. I buy every one I see at a show. There's
awesome.
Still people doing it.
Yeah. We're talking about doing. Would it be odd? Let me just ask you a question. Would it be odd to do an Ashcan in reverse, like do your book and then put it on an Ashcan after the fact? Would that be a strange thing to do?
I don't think so.
No,
I don't think so at all. I've been actually looking at doing a small ash can that would have like 4 or 5 page introductions to each one of my stories in it,
okay.
so that I could
Ooh.
have something cheap that I could give away and be like, hey, who wants free comics? And be able to hand them out like, hey, sign up for my email newsletter and I'll give you a free comic right now. And have the QR codes they can take a little picture of and fill it in, and boom, here you go. Here's your comic. And I've actually looked into getting them printed in bulk to bring the price down really low.
Right. I did an ash cans back in like 2010 for my book Latex Avenger. He had a sidekick spermicidal foam lad, and together they repelled crime 99.9% of the time. But that's not the point right now. And all those ash cans were called quickies because they were just like 8-page. If you like that, in 2027, the character turns 20 years old. So Homebrewed Comics is actually doing a 20th anniversary new issue of Latex Avengers. So keep an eye out for that. But yeah, they're so fun. They're so fun to do.
They absolutely are. And it's so much fun.
And that is why I got Dan on the team right there.
Just the whole theme to it, man. The whole thing is just worked together so well. I love that idea.
Thanks, man. Yeah, no. Are you going to be at Terrificon as well, Mr. Fish?
No, I am. Other than like a 1-day thing that we are doing in Memphis with a buddy of mine at his friend's bar, I'm pretty much done with cons for the year. I've done a lot of traveling and spent a whole lot of money to make a lot of friends.
We know that feeling.
And I am out of disposable money to throw away on fun vacations now. So
fair enough. Well, I think we're on Instagram together, so I'll get your address. I'll send you a Latex Avenger comic. Okay. So, yeah.
Now, once the economy picks back up again, I'm going to be hitting the road again. But for right now, the last couple of shows I've been to, everybody's been too broke to want to spend.
Yeah. We know the feeling. This is not your last show for you guys, right, Dan and Chris?
Oh no,
no, we have one more, right?
I've got a couple more. Chris and I are going to be together in San Antonio at Casa Comics Art San Antonio. Great convention by a guy named Nasser Rodriguez who promotes that show. And I've been doing it for years. So Chris is going to make his way down to Texas for the first time, and we're going to do that convention together. So that'll be a lot of fun. And then I've got a horror convention as well that I got to do. And then a PCX here in Austin the week after Terrificon. So so looking forward to that as well.
See, that's a lot of traveling.
Well, luckily, 2 out of the 3 of those are actually local. Those are in-town shows for me.
Okay.
But I do.
I'm open to local things. Like if I can find some things at local libraries, or even like some writing conventions or things that where I could hit a different audience of people who are interested in reading things, I would be 100% down for it. And there's like a local arts thing that I've thought about getting a table at, but as far as like driving to Dallas or something, no, I'm good for right now. If I need a hotel, I'm staying home.
I know how you feel. Like there's been a couple of times where I've actually gotten into shows, and I sat there and I did the math, and I was like, this is not mathing. It will be a great trip, great memories. We'll probably get some great footage and stuff for the show, but I just don't think it'll be the right time to do it.
And sometimes, like, I just went to 5-Star Con in Dayton, Ohio, and I knew I wasn't going to get rich at this con because it was the first time they were in Dayton, and they were taking over, where like Gym City used to be, which apparently left a way bigger shadow than I was expecting, because we had a lot of people come in the doors being like, yeah, I used to table at this con 5 or 10 years ago. I'm like, no, you didn't, because this con didn't exist here, but there was another con here. And that left a bigger wake than we were expecting. But I went because I knew I was going to get to meet a lot of friends from the coasts that I wasn't going to get to meet any other time. And I had people flying in from both sides. And I was like, yes, I'm absolutely going to drive 12 hours to go hang out with all of these friends and see them. That's worth it.
That's changed my mind a couple of times. And then my wallet was like, why?
And like we split an Airbnb with a bunch of friends, and so
Great ideas.
we stayed up late cracking jokes and having fun, and it was a good time, and it was a lot less expensive than it could have been. Right this particular second, when I'm got several clients like circling, talking about wanting to pay me for jobs, but nobody has yet, and the mortgage is due, I kind of wish I had that money back in my back pocket again.
That's the nature of the beast. That is the nature of the beast. That's exactly what I'm saying. That there's times
That's the
you
joy of
gotta
working
figure
for
out-
yourself, kiddies.
you got to figure out what you want to do, what you don't want to do. You know, it's a big game, folks, and you know, each thing is his own thing.
It's easy to get carried away in that season of feast
Oh,
and forget
definitely.
that season of
Yeah.
famine is coming. You should be storing up. But
I remember when we first started out, we did a bi-coast thing 10 years ago. We actually got into Kamikaze Con, and my partner was able to go to California to go to Kamikaze Con. You know, there was the Stan Lee Con all the way out there, and I was like, this is a way to start off, man. Oh. So, Paul, why don't you tell the people all the good stuff? Remind them of what's going on here, and it looks like you're up again, which is great.
Yeah, I'm crawling up there. It's taking a while, but things are going well. We're about a little shy of $200 from our first stretch goal, which I'm pretty excited about. So we get about 9 days left. Charles, thanks for backing the campaign, man. I appreciate it. And so, yeah, I'm pretty excited about this. It's been a couple of years since I did the last Kickstarter, but this Kickstarter is for a comic book that we're putting out. It's all part of our education framework that we have for what we call History All Around Us, where we're trying to make learning history fun for kids and students and pretty much anyone who wants, learn something about the past. So, like I said, we're excited about this. It's going well. I just got to keep the momentum going for another 9 days. We are going to be doing late pledges after this, but ultimately, when it's all said and done, I'll have a full-fledged comic ready to go out. I'm pretty near finished with the whole composition of the book, which I'm pretty excited about as well. So you can tell I'm pretty excited, period. But no, it's a great project. It's been working on for going on 5 years now. It started out as a video game, and it's worked its way into being a comic book because of the way I've been developing the second episode of the video game. And so it's a new experience for me. I've been an artist. I've been in marketing forever, but I've never really done comics before. So I'm having fun with this, and I'm doing a lot of fun things with the concepts behind the book as well. So there's a lot of Easter eggs that are going on with the book itself, and it's really meant to be an opportunity for readers to go through and actually hopefully learn something about history. It's an action adventure book, but it's also going to be combining, the whole information about all the characters that appear in the comic. So you can actually go in and figure out who these characters are, who they were, what their role was in history and what they've done, to contribute to our heritage. And speaking of ash cans, I did an ash can initially as well. So this was offered, prior to the book coming out. It actually did really well. I'm now handing out to people whenever I see them so they can get them involved in the Kickstarter. But, it's an 8-page book that I did to preview the whole comic itself. And, this is the idea of what the comic looks like. So it's kind of where we are. And in terms of what the framework is, what I have going on with this, I speak of History All Around Us and what it does. It's really meant to be using comics as a way for kids to engage with the material, because comics really provide a way for not everyone has the ability to read all that well. So it provides opportunities for diverse learners to come in and engage with the materials. The comic book is one sense. We actually have what I call a mission journal that we developed for the program as well, which is what this is. So kids get this program book when they go into the program, and it allows them to come in and engage with the materials. They can add their name and such, but they're also able to create their own avatar. So basically they come in, they pick out a person from history, or if they want, a character they make up, they can actually go through and create their own character to go through the journey. And so based on the subject matter that's chosen, they could be investigating feudal Japan. They get to choose the person, place, or thing. to decide the research they want to do. And actually, this book provides an opportunity for them to journal. So they actually do journaling on a daily basis. They go through, do the research, come back together after the journal's done to work as a group to do a presentation. And so they put that presentation together and they present it in class. So it's really not only allowing kids to have fun while they're doing this stuff, but it provides them the basics for learning, which is pretty important. It's understanding the ability to write and read, but then also to collaborate and also to pull together ideas and do a presentation. So that's really the whole framework that's coming together. We're going to be offering a tabletop role-playing game after this Kickstarter comes to an end. I have that pretty much probably nearly complete at this point. It's just a matter of getting the artwork done for the cards themselves. But the game mechanics are done. The cards are set. I actually have 2 missions built out. And based on the episodes of the book itself, we're going to be doing episodes for the game as well. So it's been a great experience this way. It's really multi-purposing all the work that I've done for both the comic book, the video game, and then ultimately the tabletop role-playing game as well. So I can pretty much lever all this stuff together.
Yeah, Vic Medina's like, cool artwork.
Oh,
yeah. I mean, I had the opportunity to meet many artists over the past 2.5, 3 years at different cons. And so I actually commissioned 5 variant covers for this Kickstarter. We have Angel, Son of Saint Lopez. We've got Keith Williams. We've got Chris Madd. We've got Will Torres, and we got Angelo Concepcion III, and they all brought their unique talents to these covers, which are phenomenal. I really said to them, do whatever you want, and they said, well, we really need more direction in this. I said, too bad, I'm not giving it to you. So basically, they just did whatever they wanted to, and it turned out great. I mean, I wish I was an artist and someone said to me, do whatever you want. I think that's like, having an open canvas is kind of fun. So, they all brought their unique style to this. I was really happy that I can present this as an opportunity, and so that they're Kickstarter exclusives, they're virgin variants. So you won't see any Time Enforcers logos on here because I will be selling these after the Kickstarter, and they will be sporting the Time Enforcers logo as well as any kind of the branding to promote the book on the outside. So if you want pristine covers, the only place you can get them is through the Kickstarter. That's it. And once you miss this opportunity, it's gone. We actually have a hardcover edition that we're doing as well. I'm actually stepping this up to a leatherette finish, so it'll look like an actual hardcover book from the library. It'll have gold foil emboss, and it'll be presented as like this tome, which I'm calling. So it'll be over 64 pages of content. We're going to be featuring the full-length edition of the book. We'll also include more puzzles. Part of the engagement with this whole book is similar to what we had growing up as kids in the doctor's office with Highlights magazine, where you had your comic and you had your games and you learned a little bit something other than just reading a comic. And so that's really the whole premise behind this. There'll be puzzles included in the story. They're interwoven into the dynamics of the story of the story itself. And then we'll be offering what I call an artist gallery showcase or showcase gallery. Basically, this is all pieces of art that I've commissioned over the past 2.5 years. I'll be featuring the artists along with their artwork, their bio, and their photo. And it's so they get some recognition for the work they did for me. Basically, they interpreted the work, my characters, to their own design. So similar to the variant covers, these artists did, different characters from Time Enforcers and put their own spin on it, which is really cool. There's such a diverse range of creativity. It's just, I want to share them with everyone just so they can see what people are really capable of doing. So it's really cool stuff.
I love it. Love it. I love the fact that we keep trying to get over there and make this into what you want to make this. I keep telling people, Paul needs a team to get all this stuff done. Come on.
Yeah, it's getting tiring, guys. I mean, it's like I can work about 20 hours a day, but at some point you got to get some sleep, and that's what happened on Sunday between traveling, to Philadelphia, then to Bronx. It's like Sunday was like a lost cause. I couldn't wake up at all. It was a mess.
I feel you, because when I woke up Sunday, I was like, what?
It was hot. I mean, that was one hot con, man. It was so hot in that basement. It was unbelievable. Yep. But yeah,
it's classic con, folks. It was the basement of a church, and it was a classic anime comic con.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, last year wasn't so bad, but evidently the air conditioning gassed out on them, so they had only one air conditioner working, and it wasn't a good experience at all. It was really too bad because there were a lot of great artists there, and I just couldn't stay the whole time. It's just way too hot. So Yeah, but we
went
get
to
stretch
one
goals going on. We
recently.
got $2,000 coming up. So if we get that, we get our digital stickers. But the thing about it is, along with the digital stickers, we're going to be offering membership into the Secret Circle. So if you know Christmas Story at all, then you know what the Secret Circle is all about. And so you'll be getting all the rewards and entitlements that go along here too with that membership into the Secret Circle. And then that'll be essentially access to our Discord channel. But then throughout the year, I'll be offering freebies as we go along. So I'll be passing along any kind of digital rewards, digital prints, digital stickers, all that kind of good stuff. As long as you're a member, you'll get it. And then the stretch goal for $3,000, I'm going to actually flop out. And I've announced this before. I'm going to take the $4,000 stretch goal and make it $3,000. And that's actually a cover that Keith Williams did for me that I didn't know he had done. And it's a variant cover of Nick of Time. So if we get to $3,000, anyone that pledges this campaign, doesn't matter what your goal level is. If it's $5, I don't care. You pledge the campaign, you want to support our project, you're going to get a free cover of Keith Williams as a virgin variant. So that alone is a deal, even if you do it for $5 or $10. So no excuse. Just go ahead and do it. It'll be great.
Just to show you guys off a little bit of stuff that he has in here.
Yeah, I'm really trying to, do a lot of tongue-in-cheek stuff with this, but also make it so that there's a good sense of understanding what the history behind the whole story is about. And so I'm playing up character dynamics between the characters that appear in the book, but I'm also highlighting their achievements in terms of what they did in the past, so people can understand how important their life was and how it contributed, like I said, to our heritage. So.
Of course, I'm going to put the link into the comment section, as usual, so you guys can go and check this out because, the professors worked really hard on this. Every time I say professor, people go, "Oh, yeah, okay." But if I say Paul, they go, "Who?"
There's still a disconnect. It happened last con. I mean, I talked for this guy for like 20 minutes dressed up as Professor Haugens, and I had this great conversation with him, and it got so hot I had to take the outfit off. And I got to his table again. And he said, "Who are you?" I said, "I was just here for 20 minutes ago talking to you." It's amazing what people do.
Clark Kent and Superman works.
It totally works. Anyone says you wear
you.
glasses, I don't know. It does work because people don't know who you are. Either that, they're just not
being
paying
in a
attention.
different context. Like there's so many times I'll be talking to somebody at the con and they're asking about my books and I'm just pitching and they're looking at me kind of funny with a weird smirk and I'm just pitching, enjoying myself. And then they leave and my kid's like, they're on The Walking Dead, right? And I'm like, oh, that's why he was looking at me weird. Because if he's not on the TV, surrounded by everybody else, I didn't recognize him.
I've done that a bunch of times. And it's bad because I do interviews, so I gotta be careful. I'll just talk to people like, "Yeah, okay, whatever."
Mm-hmm.
They'll walk away. I'm like, "Ralph, that was." I'm like,
Or I see people in person, and like I'm used to everybody being this tall on the screen, and nobody expects me to be 6'4". And then I'm not expecting somebody else to be who they are in real life. Or like not be distorted by having their face like right in the camera like some folks do. And like, oh, you don't look like that at all, actually. Oh, you look normal. Okay. I just thought you had like a giant nose for some reason.
Fish, I was literally talking to this guy for 20 minutes with a wig on. He didn't know who I was.
Yep.
10 minutes later.
That would 100% be me. I have people coming back in different cosplays the next day testing me, and I'm trying to guess just by like body shape and stuff, like who could they have possibly been yesterday to take a guess, because I'm not going to recognize them.
All right,
it's
folks.
funny. I was at a signing at a store here in Austin, and it was like a free comic day or something like that. And the gentleman came by and got my comics. And then about 3 months later, I didn't, you're signing a bunch of books, right? And you're meeting people, shaking hands and having fun. I'm at a convention here in town, big one, Greater Austin Comic Con. And I'm restocking my table and I look up and there's like this gorilla in pajamas standing in front of me. And I'm like, what the hell? And then I look at him again, and it's a Bigfoot and a gi, and he's holding a little bunny. I went, holy shit. Can I cuss on here? I'm sorry, holy whatever.
Yeah, don't worry about
Oh
it.
yeah, holy shit, this is for me, man. And like, we had a cosplayer. I mean, the first cosplayer, you know, and that was like, you gotta be shitting me. That's insane. And
That's always amazing.
yeah, if you go on my Instagram, you can see my reaction, because some guy actually saw me freaking out, and he like filmed it, the whole thing, and he was like, hey man, do you want a copy of this? I was like, yes, I want a copy of that, you know. Because like, I mean, I'm like geeking out hardcore. So anyway, that was a crazy experience.
That's funny.
Vic Medina says, when I'm at a convention, my own family acts like they don't know who I
That's a whole different thing.
I was thinking the same thing. Oh, wait a minute. So why don't you tell the people who you are and all the good stuff? Give them the spiel, because, you know, I know you, and what caught my attention from you was Bigfoot knows karate, which is what you're talking about right now. But you've come into something different. You've become something else.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, no, me and Chris and Drew and Dennis. I mean, I'll let Chris kick this off. He's El Presidente of Homebrewed Comics, and he, you know, oh yeah, well, dude, come on now, you know, despite not being on camera, you're still the face man, sir. So I'm gonna get over to you.
Dan brings Bigfoot knows karate, as well as, you know, all his marketing experience to Homebrewed Comics. But we had all been doing our own thing for a long time, working together in some way, shape, or form over the years. And when Drew and I started this, we were all actually both pretty burned out. I think I was on my 7th or 8th issue of Crit, and he had been doing he had Caspian Porter. He had another title. He has a bunch of anthology books that he's done. And we both kind of hit a wall. And so we're like, well, why don't we work together? You know, we're both working for the same goal. Let's see what we can accomplish as a team instead of individuals. And I just remember, not even a week into the whole thing, I'm talking to Dan, and he's like, you know, what do you think? I was like, yeah, I'll bring Dan on anytime. So it just became a snowball thing. It got Dan, and then we got Dennis, and it's just been, you know, we're going on 2 years now, I think, Dan, right?
Yeah, we're about a year and a half, a little over a year and a half into this now. I mean, and I came on in I came on in like February or March of 25. Dennis came in April. And yeah. I mean, we got, you know, the core titles, Crit, constantly running into trouble by Chris, Caspian Porter, and Tin Can, and now Samara and the Rangers of Centaria that we've launched on our website by Drew Lenhart. Dennis has brought Celestial Night, and now Mama's Boy the Psychotic comes out in October on Kickstarter with and then I've got, you know, we've got the little Bigfoot book that I do as well. And it's really cool because, you know, with our powers combined, right? Captain Planet, Voltron, you know, all coming together. That's what it's like. Everybody brings their expertise to the table, and we all try and stay in our lane, but help each other at the same time. It's like, you know, it was great because we were all doing what we were doing, and we were finding success doing it, but coming together, and, you know, like I do marketing, or, you know, Chris handles the physical distribution and Drew handles our digital side, and like building our platform that we can do a tiered pre-order on our website now with Samara and the Rangers of Centaria. You know, we and Dennis with social media and community outreach, running our Whatnot show and stuff like that. It's really helped us all level up, you know, doing comic book distribution through Filbo. Ralph, you know all about that.
Oh, I know.
You know, and you know, it's really allowed us to grow and to you know, to find a bigger audience, and it's been incredible for sure. Yeah,
eye-opener in a lot of ways, and you know, not to piggyback what Dan said about the you know, a powers combined thing, but we all bring something different to the table. I think that was,
I agree,
one thing we all really appreciated in the very beginning, it was we kind of, it's great. People have actually witnessed it firsthand when we're doing a live launch and something goes wrong or we need something done. It's like, hey, can you do this? And then this person's jumping in, taking care of this, or like website wise, launch wise, things like that. And it's great camaraderie. For the first time in all of indie comics, I felt like I had a team that can help me. Dan, I need marketing, graphics for this, and this. A couple hours later, hey, here you go. We've got some big things in the works that we're really excited to start talking about very soon. We just did an artist search, which blew my mind how many people were wanting to work with us. And that was just a very humbling experience. I tell Dan every day, I'm like, that I did not expect the amount of submissions we got. We got so many amazing artists that want to come work with Homebrewed, and I'm really excited to really solidify some of those contracts and announce what we've got coming. Because I'll tell you what, when I was burned out and ready to be done, I was like, well, I wrote 42 issues of this book, but I don't think I need to tell it. And Drew was like, I think we can, I think we can do this. We just need to do it together. And then when Dan came on, it's when somebody has a bad day or somebody's down, there's always somebody else there to kind of pick you up. And like today, I come home from vacation, my car's dead. I got to get figure out how to get to Connecticut in 2 days. And Dan calls me and he's all excited. And I was like, you know what? I wasn't really too excited about life until 5 minutes ago. And Dan was like, hey, bud. And I'm like, oh, he's happy. So I'm going to be, like having that team that just brings you up when everything sucks is great.
Mm-hmm. I agree. And it's and what we do, it's important because, we end up going through like a lot of moments, like you're saying, Chris, where everything just falls on top of you, and it's always good to have like another person that you can talk to, or that's just there going, no, come on.
Yeah.
And most of the time they never know they're doing that for you. You were going to say, Mr. Fish?
It's so hard to be good at everything.
Yeah.
And I make a point of like, if I find people that are talented in the places that I'm not, I try and keep those people close to me. And when I find people that are smart, that challenge me to like do better than I've been doing, and like, oh, that's a smart idea, I should do that too, then I bring those people and keep them close to me, because I want that camaraderie. I want people challenging me to do better. And and it pushes me to get better. It's part of why I share everything I learn so freely, because I want to help other people get to doing what I'm doing. And it's awesome to find people that are willing to work together. I'm always telling people there's room for indie comics. We need people that aren't necessarily writers and artists per se, but we need people that are organized, people that can make sure deadlines get hit. We need people that can make sure books get ordered and shipped out on time. Like, I missed a con that I paid for because I forgot about it, and I missed the email, and I just didn't go, and I paid like $195 for the table.
Oh, no.
It's just gone. And
like
it wasn't even that far away. I could have, and I just missed it because I didn't have anybody in my corner that's better at checking emails than I.
I work under the auspice of, look, you can't do it all. You can't do it all and do it right. That's why you hire the pros when you need to bring in someone. You have a team that you can lean on. It just makes for a better product in the end of the day. And frankly, who the hell wants to work in a void? The whole point of making comics is so people can read said comics. I love the process. Do not get me wrong. Creating a book, whether I'm drawing it, writing it, coloring it, whatever it is I'm doing on that issue, I enjoy every single aspect of it. But I want the world to see what it is we're putting out there. And you can't do that without good social media, good marketing, things of that nature, and really pushing the envelope of, getting this shit seen. So, to have people in your corner, I don't know a thing about distribution. Chris handles that stuff, man. Doesn't even, but like I handle things that he doesn't have to worry about. And that's what makes it really work for us. So, it's cool.
And that's
I'm
what makes
real good
teams
at
good.
coming up with ideas, not to making sure everything gets done on time.
I wish Drew was here, but we always know that Drew just isn't. He has kids and sports and all these other things, and so we have this ongoing joke where he's like the guy in the background. But I'll tell you what, having that guy at the desk is such a great thing. Like last week, I just called him and I said, "Hey, I'm struggling right now with keeping up with some of the sales. You're in the website every day. Can you just start running the reports?" He comes back. He's like, "Oh, I already wrote an algorithm that'll give me the reports every week." And I'm like, of course you did, Drew. Of course you did. Yeah. Like,
those are the guys that, man, you're like, what? What? You already did it.
Right.
He's our guy from Moneyball. I swear to God. You know what I mean? Like the analytics guy who figure, how we're going to do it right on the best way possible. He's awesome. He's awesome. He also runs our newsletter too, which is fantastic. I mean, anything.
He never misses a beat. The man never misses a beat.
Nah, he's solid.
But I'm literally like, "Hey, Drew, can you just keep an eye on these emails? I am overwhelmed at the moment." He's like, "Yep, I got you." It's like that. Again, that teamwork is just there. And I think that's what's led to some of the success we've seen over the year, because individually we were all doing well. Dan, I mean, I always go back to this. I love this story that Dan and I were literally announcing our books the same exact day. And I'm like,
3 years ago or something like that, right?
Yeah, it was like, about 3 years ago. And I just messaged him, was like, "Hey, you're launching a Kickstarter. I'm launching a Kickstarter the same day. Instead of fighting for people, how about we just, I conceded. I was like, I'm willing to go to another day unless you just want to do it together." And he was like, "Screw it. Let's just launch together." And we raised almost $4,000 or $5,000 in less than 15 minutes. It was, very successful launch for the two of us. There was no competition that we see. I remember somebody once messaging me on Instagram and saying, "You're my competition." And I'm like, "No, I'm not. My only competition is my last book." I got nothing to do with yours. You stay on your side, I stay on mine. We're all working on the same. Like, just put your book out for me. So, Indie Comics keeps a good name. That's all I ask. Mm-hmm. And I just loved that. Like, that right there said to me, Indie Comics is where I want to be, because if there's people like Dan who are just like, I'm literally saying, "Hey, you win. I'm not even going to argue. If you want to go, then I will back down. Nah, man, we got this. We'll do this together."
Absolutely. Okay. We funded both books in 15 minutes. I mean, it was like, there's, we do live launches, and I know a lot of other folks do live launches, these days. And that's great because, it gets people excited about what you're doing. And, hype up that live launch about a month ahead of time, start building it up on your stories or your reels or whatever, getting that just out there. And by the time it was done, we had over 300 people watch that live over the course of the evening. Right. That was just by bringing in new people into the live all the time and getting people excited. Crit has a great following. Bigfoot Knows Karate has a great following. And then we cross-pollinated that audience, and it worked out tremendously. And that's what we're doing with like Dennis's Mama's Boy and my book, Bigfoot Knows Karate, in October, just trying to, reach new audiences with, reach each other's audiences and try and reach, I mean, it's just a successful way. It's just been very successful for us. And so there's no reason to not keep that going. And
everybody's so afraid of sharing information. Like, if my backers go check out your book, they're not going to buy mine anymore.
Oh, no.
I mean, if mine sucks and yours is awesome, maybe. But, if mine sucks, they're not really my backers anyway. They're not coming back. But,
that's always bugged me out when I hear indie guys going, "Oh, that's my." I'm like, that's not your competition.
No.
I mean, likely what's going to happen is you're going to get people from that person, because they go, "Hey, look, this guy got good stuff too."
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. And so many of my whale backers, I see them backing all kinds of other books from other people, and I'm not like, "Oh, that's another $1 I could have got." No, man, I'm glad they're backing all my friends' books, man. That's awesome. And they show off indie books that I didn't even know existed sometimes, and I'm like, "Oh, I got somebody new to follow now."
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're in this together. I mean, when you go to the comic book store, you're not buying just one book, you know. And the same thing when you go to Kickstarter, you're not buying just one book.
Oh no,
you're supporting the entire community.
Yeah.
You know,
That was bugging me out.
we did something. I told you about this before the show, Ruff, but we did something cool on our last round of campaigns. Was it this round? Yeah. No, the ones before this. We did. We were really inspired by the Image Zero book from the 90s.
Oh yeah.
We had to like cut out the coupons and mail those in. So if you backed the 3 campaigns, the Caspian Porter, the Crit, the Bigfoot Knows Karates, you each got a coupon. And I don't have one sitting around here. Well, everybody got a coupon in their packs, and it had a 3-digit code on it. You took all three digit codes, went to our website, and then you were able to pre-order Homebrewed Zero. You know, and we did the Homebrewed Zero book, and it was a collection of short stories, original short stories, all featuring the characters from the Homebrewed universe or Homebrewed titles. We don't really have a universe, but you know what I mean. And so it was really cool. We were able to do that, and then we did that as a what are these things called? Holofoil cover.
Oh, how beautiful!
And then so that was what you got in the campaign, and now we're doing the red cover just for general sale. But it was, you know, I mean, trying something new and different, or not really new and different because we totally ripped that off. But nobody's been doing it in a long time, you know, and it was really cool. It generated a lot of extra sales across the Kickstarters, and it was a lot of fun doing that for sure.
I want to comment on that real quick. Mm-hmm. Dan was very, very sold on that idea, and the rest of us were like at first, I had no idea. I'm like, Image Zero, and I was very young, and I loved Image. I had a copy of that, and Dan's energy behind that one, I don't think any of us even gave a second thought. Like, Dan loves this idea. We love this idea, and I was like,
for all them mothers, I'll tell you what.
It was so his excitement for it was so infectious. I do remember it, and I was like, man, even if I was against this idea, Dan is so excited. I'm just sold. Like, this is going to be awesome. And it's one of our highest selling books now, which is freaking awesome. We have a couple of stores that reorder that thing all the time. So kudos to Dan and his ideas. Speaking of, I think it's cool we've been talking about doing annuals now because that thing has been so fun. And we don't have a shared universe. You know, a lot of people ask, like, "Oh, is this a shared universe?" And Homebrewed Comics is not. Every title stands on its own. But because of the success of Zero, we've been really debating doing other ones. Homebrewed versus like on Zombie Island or something to that effect.
Right. And then also we did do a crossover though too. Caspian, Celestial Knight meets Caspian Porter. We did that last year. That was a lot of fun too. So they actually do kind of share their universe, those two characters, and Drew and Dennis just did a phenomenal job on that book. So we're trying some different things. You know, I mean, I've always been kind of adamant that Bigfoot lives in its own world, but the thought is, to do a non-continuity annual just for the hell of it would be a lot of fun.
Agreed. Yeah, it's hard for us to merge universes, especially when we have so many books that have been done before, but doing new things or like non-continuity pieces, it's been a lot of fun for me, especially because I've always felt like, my title is in its own little D&D universe, and then these guys come in and they bring me all these cool crossover ideas, and I mean our chat is just filled with a lot of fun stuff. And that's the joy of IndieCon. We talk about the convention coming up. We talk about Kickstarters and everything that we do, but the joy of Indie Comics is just the ability to create without limits. And if you read anything that goes on in normal comics, like typical comics, Spider-Man, all those things, there's always some contention out there of they've done that before. I've seen that. Why are they doing that with this character? And if you're bored of reading those things, you come over and check out what we got going on. I gotta ask or say, I've been in the D&D realm of comic books for a long time. So to hear more and more D&D themed books and you guys doing what you're doing with the D&D stuff, that's awesome to me. Because when I came on here, I was like, man, how come nobody plays D&D? And now I'm meeting more and more people that do. So I'm glad.
It's so funny because and maybe because I like to showcase them here, and one of the reasons why I got you on the first time, Chris, was because I was like, dude, it's a D&D book, I got to get you on, and you know, I've been able to find all these D&D books and bring them on the show.
I inspired you.
It's like, come on, let's get on the show. As soon as I see a book that has some kind of reference to D&D, I'm like, all right, let's bring this on. Let's show them off. You know, because I feel like it's a genre that already has enough trouble as it is by itself. You know,
Yeah.
because you know, first you got to get the word out to the D&Ders, and you know, that's always a difficult thing. And then at the same time, you want to get the word out to the comic book people. So you know, you're stuck between a rock and a hard place.
And the comic book people are like,
over as much as you automatically
no,
think they wouldn't. That blows my mind. I'm like, how do you not? How did you survive being a nerd in the 80s or 90s and not like learn to play D&D at some point?
I question people all the time when they're like, I've never played D&D. I'm like, and you call yourself a nerd?
Like, what did you do on your weekends in high school? Like, go on dates? I don't get it, man. Like,
no, I think those people, you know, came out of being a nerd after all the MCU movies came out, and it was cool to be a nerd.
Yeah,
that's what it comes down to. Okay,
they're the football player from high school.
Exactly. He wouldn't touch D&D. In fact, he slapped the kid around who played D&D.
I see how Yo's story is in the movies. Like, okay, yeah, that's cool. I want to be like that.
What's funny is those people from your high school that you would never have been into all that stuff. They follow me now on Instagram and like all the comic crap I make, and it's like, you know, and like when you buy, you know, and it's like, it's so funny to me because didn't you like rub my nose and shit for this like so many years ago? Wasn't there a swirly near my future, you know, for my multitude of Batman shirts of the year of 1989? You know, I mean, like,
there's a movie.
Awesome. It's awesome.
There's a movie I harken back to, Revenge of the Nerds. There you go.
There you
Love
go.
that movie.
Exactly.
That movie.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what. If you look at it through the modern lens, those guys.
Oh my god, it doesn't work anymore.
They made the jocks look like awesome individuals because they were just did some heinous.
Oh my god, yeah.
Oh my god.
But yeah, the nerds were like, you're right though. If you look at the movie now and you pay attention and you watch it, like I watched a couple of them and I'm like, man, these guys are assholes.
Oh yeah, like toxic, abusive. Yeah, it's bad. All those movies that I thought were so cool back in the day, and I'm like, you know, I want to watch this with my kids. I forgot how many boobs were in them.
Dude, I watched 16 Candles with my daughter.
Or it was edited on TV or something.
Yeah.
And I forgot over the years. And then, you know, I'm watching Freddy Krueger with my kids and it's just boobs after boobs after boobs. And I'm like, dang.
I mean,
do you know how many F-bombs were in my cousin Vinny? God. As I was watching this, my wife said, we got to turn it off. I mean, my kids are like 8, 9 years old. I said, no, it's too old. I thought it was funny, but it's just like, man, what did I forget?
I watched 16 Candles with my daughter, and I thought it was such a great movie when I was young. It is the most racist, homophobic thing. I mean, I'm sitting there watching it with her going, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
It always bugs me out when my kid turns around and goes, you told me this was good.
Right.
Well, at the time, for what we had, it was pretty good.
Good. Our parents didn't monitor anything we watched, though. I mean, they didn't monitor we watched. It was like, get out of the house, come back when the street lights come on. Yep. You know, there's a hose on the side of the house if you're thirsty. That was the Gen X, you know, parenting system.
That's pretty much it, yeah.
Yeah.
So, they were more worried about like us coming home with nightmares from an R-rated movie than what we were going to see in the R-rated movie.
Dude, there's stuff that we watched that's PG that should have been R-rated.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Because I watched, was it Labyrinth or Dark Crystal or something with my kid, and I remember being a kid and loving that movie, and then she's watching it, and I'm like, you might want to close your eyes. I forgot how bad this is.
Oh yeah,
and it's puppets.
Dark Crystal was kind of terrifying.
Oh,
Yeah.
Dark Crystal was rad,
Like,
though.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
it's so
it did.
I love the movie still, but I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna have to wait until she's a little bit older for this one.
It gave
But
me
I was like,
nightmares.
I was a kid loving that stuff, and now I'm like, oh man, like how did we survive? Oh, that's right. Our parents had no idea.
That's
There
why
was
we're so
no
messed
rating
up.
system. That probably is, like they didn't have a rating system, and then when it came out, it was just broken. But you talk about like Revenge of the Nerds and all those things. It like we live in a world now where the nerds are, like more of the jocks. Like my kid comes home from school and she's like one of the coolest kids, and she's an anime nerd. And I'm like, you're how do you have like 20 friends over? She's like, what are you talking about? And then you go in and like the kids that are playing the sports and stuff have no friends. I'm like, what is going on? Like what? Like, thank you MCU, I guess, but.
But it's weird. It's like you guys were talking about, like the MCU nerds. That's what I call them. The MCU nerds are the same kids that would mess with us when we were kids.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden now they're nerds.
It's cool.
And they're using the titles. And I'm like, dude, you beat the hell out of me for being.
That's what gets me to Colin when this dude walks by and I'm like, hey, you like comics? And he gives me his like, ooh, gross look.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you're dressed as Shazam right now, right? Like full body costume.
I mean,
Dude, that bugs me out.
But it's the hottie next to him that's dressed like Wonder Woman that's got him there dressed like Shazam, not the fact that he wanted to do that on his own.
Oh, I was a skater in high school, from elementary school through high school. I skateboarded. I loved it. And I was the guy, everybody show up in their, their punk shirts and all that stuff like that. And, I was a punk rock kid. I loved all that stuff. But I was the kid who showed up at the ramp wearing a Todd McFarlane Spider-Man t-shirt. You know what I mean? Like, got to keep it real. You got to keep it real. Yep. So, yeah.
I was a skater too, Dan. I was more of a BMX racer, but I was just like you, my Spider-Man t-shirts, my Batman. Love Batman.
Love Batman. I was the kid who saw, the '89 movie like 3 times in the first week. You know what I mean?
I had the '89 cereal. Like the.
Oh yeah. I had a Batman bar mitzvah cake. Damn it. Okay, let me just put it out there. I had the Batman bar mitzvah cake. So
every single one of those movie cards, like the whole 9 yards. Yeah.
Oh yeah, those Topps cards that they put out, loved them.
Oh man. It's an interesting time now, and you're right. Like I have people on my feed, and I tell people all the time, I know I have enemies on my feed. I know they're there, and it's funny because I'll say that, and those same people is like, Rob, who's your enemy? And I'll take care of them.
No, you gotta have haters. You gotta have haters. That's how you're doing something right.
Oh my God. It's so funny because it's like did you forget you beat me up in school? Oh my God, it's an interesting time.
Mm-hmm.
Completely. I'm going to my 25th reunion at the end of the month, and like there's people in there that I never talked to in high school, and they'll message me and be like, "Oh man, I just read your book," and I'm like, "You literally made fun of me in school." Like,
see, exactly, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Oh my God.
My date from junior prom. One day I was at a Comic Palooza in Houston, and I was, selling books and stuff like that. And she comes over to my table and she's like, "Hey," and I'm like, and she's like, "We went to prom together." I'm like, "Oh my God!" And she's like buying the comics and all that stuff. This was like back in the Latex Avenger days. And it was just so funny to me that, somebody who I would never have thought was into all this stuff, is now, MCU nerd, what I mean? I guess, they showed up in costume and the whole thing. It's funny how it works.
And it's funny because I don't begrudge anybody for their nerdom or the geekdom. My problem is that these same people will do the same shit they were doing before. It's just painted in a different picture.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I have an issue. And I'm like, dude, stop. You're still being the fucking guy who did all that bullshit to me when I was a kid.
We're just growing the fan base, right?
Oh my God. So this weekend we will be at Terrificon, which is a fantastic convention. If you guys like actual comic book conventions, Terrificon is an actual comic book convention. It does have celebrities and stuff, but it really comes down on the nitty-gritty of the comic, because it also has all these classic comic book people there. If you're looking for somebody, usually they're at Terrificon. So if you're looking for a signature, or you're looking for a certain classic writer or artist, this is the con to go to.
Yeah, I'm excited because I'm originally from Connecticut. So, a bunch of my friends from high school and stuff, they're like, "Hey, what are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm doing a convention in Connecticut." I've been doing comics for going on 8 years, and I've never done a con up there. So, really excited to go home and hang out in my old stomping ground.
I've never done the show before, so I've never even been to Connecticut before, I don't think. And so this will be a lot of fun. Everybody's been talking it up for years how great Terrificon is. So,
definitely.
Yeah, I'm really excited to fly out there and go hang out for a couple of days. Plus, there's a casino, so metal.
I see this all the time with these cons in event places. It's great because you have a con. It's in an event place, so it's like having a dual thing. If you want to step away from the con, there's the casino.
There you go.
I think Dan pays for his conventions. He doesn't sell a lot of books. He wins a lot of money.
Oh my gosh.
That's how I make up the difference between staying with the comics. I mean, hopefully this will throw a little extra into the kitty for the comics.
It has to have better odds at this point of making money. I did a convention at a casino in February, and it was like, the convention was not that well traveled, but so we had fun at the casino. It was a good time.
But I like these things because they bring a built-in audience, because there's people that are going to go to the casino. They're going to see the con and go, "Hey, let's check it out."
Check it out.
And most of the time they're drunk because they've been sitting there all day at the tables and they're ready to spend money.
Oh my God, this one's based on a D&D game. Let's get another one. Like they're buying the books and they're happy to be there.
Remember that kid we beat up in high school for playing that game?
There he is. Get him. Anyway. Nah.
Roll for adventure.
I'm looking forward to it, though. It sounds like it's an amazing show, and the comic guests there are amazing. I mean, there's some really good folks who are going to be there for this event. So,
this thing is like we were showing last week a couple of the big names there. And if you love comic book guys, they usually have the cream of the crop here. And of course they have the celebrities as well.
Yeah.
So
Jim Lee's going to be there. I mean, that's pretty rad. And Brandon Peterson and a bunch of great folks are going to be there. I mean,
dude, like last time I was just like, let me just show names, and you can go and you guys see something you like, go check it out. Oh man, it is an incredible convention. I can't say enough about it. I do love the fact that it's in the casino, because it gives you something else to do as well.
Sure.
And it's air conditioned.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, dude, some of the people here, some of the names.
Oh, Ming's gonna be there. Nice.
It's so funny because I keep running into Ming all over the place.
He's everywhere.
Everywhere.
Every con I go to.
There's Ming. I was at Brooklyn that year. We met in Brooklyn, Ralph.
That's right. He was there.
He was there, and I've met him multiple times at Houston and Comic Palooza. And so when we went there, he, at the end of the first the Saturday, he says to me, "Hey, you going to the after party?" I said, "I hadn't given it any thought." Sure. He goes, "Well, I'll see you there." And me and my wife go, get some dinner, and we go over to the after party. And we walk in and we see Ming sitting up at the front chatting with somebody. He goes, "Have you been in yet?" And I said, he started, "No." He goes, he laughs and he goes, "Yeah, I'll see you when you come back out." I said, "Okay." And we walked in and I felt like I was the oldest person in the world. Okay. Because it was like all like kids in a rave situation, all dressed like different variations of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And The bar was so backed up. We walked in and they're all, you know, and it was just like this rave party. And we just walked right back out and we were like, we're too old. No. And Ming laughing at us, you know, just laughing at us because he knew what we were walking into.
Dude, yeah, it's so funny because every once in a while when we're doing one of these shows, somebody goes to me, are you going to do the after party? I'm like, no. I am past after parties. I was like, they're great. Don't get me wrong. I'm not telling you not to go do it, but I am not going to go do the after party.
I'm going to put my feet up and take a nap.
Exactly.
We're at the age where if it's after 9 o'clock, it's not an after party. That's bedtime.
Exactly.
That's midnight rave. I ain't down for that nonsense.
Well, that's the problem with having this thing at a freaking casino, dude. Because 9 o'clock is not going to end up being my bedtime. I can
no,
it.
not at all.
No. But I got to do. I got to be good for the guys for the homebrewed team. I can't show up all exhausted.
I think it's worse for you guys because you guys got to get up in the morning. Like me and Paul, we're gonna be there Saturday and then we're gone. But you guys got to be there the whole weekend, and if you stay out late one night, you're gonna be like all hung over the next.
No. I'm not.
I don't really drink, but I do like to hang out.
I like to hang out. Yeah, I like to be around people.
I wasn't thinking alcohol.
Yeah.
It is Connecticut. Things are legal.
Oh. Metal.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. Like I told people hungover, and I'm like, I'm not talking about alcohol. I'll try. I forgot Jim's gonna be there.
That's
I
awesome.
had this dude in high school convinced he was my dad because my dad's name is Jimmy Lee, and he was like, "Oh, like the comic book artist," and I was like, "Yeah," and he was like, "No, he's Chinese," and I was like, "No, he's not. He's Taiwanese." I had no idea where Jim Lee ancestry was from, but that lie got me so much credentials on that, and I had dude convinced.
It's so funny.
It's
like, yeah, my father, yeah.
Yeah, this big giant white kid came from that. He's taller than you think.
Lupin is like, I'm having a mini rave tonight in the backyard.
Nice.
I believe him, man. I believe.
Lou's awesome. Lou's an awesome.
Oh, she's fantastic.
Yeah, she's an artist here in town. I've known Lou. How long have I known you, Lou? Probably since like 2010. So she's great.
Oh man. Yeah, folks. Of course, we are gonna be having a blast at Terrificon. If you can be there, be there. If you can't be there, you're gonna miss it. So Dan and Chris, one more time, tell the people all the good stuff. Tell them where they can find you.
Dan, you go first.
Okay. Well, first of all, check out homebrewedcomics.com. If you scroll down, there's more stuff down there. We got a store, we got our different title breakdowns, all the different things you can find over there. It's, all of our digital platforms, everything you need it all. That's where to find it for Homebrewed Comics. Check out the catalog, meet the team, check out the store. You can also find us on Instagram at these local conventions, all these conventions right there. We're going to be at those. And then you can find us on Instagram at homebrewedcomics.com. Also, you can, me personally, you can find me at danomite139 and Instagram, TikTok, and something else. I can't remember. Oh, and there's Facebook too. But please check out Samara and the Rangers of Centaria live for pre-order on our website right now. It's a tiered system, just like you'd find on any other crowdfunding site. Pick your digital, get your variation of the covers, things like that. You can find us this weekend at Terrificon. We're at Artist Alley H6, I think, something to that effect, and somewhere in Artist Alley. And so come by and check us out. I'll be there. Chris will be there. Drew will be there. We'll have copies of Dennis's books as well, and Homebrewed Zero. So come check it out. We got some great stuff happening.
I just realized we haven't asked you what Samara's about.
Samara and the Rangers of Centaria. Best way to describe it, it's Battlestar Galactica meets Lara Croft Tomb Raider. It's a fantastic story by Drew and Del Barris. Have you ever heard of Del? Del was an artist for Marvel, DC, all over the place, and he's just bringing his A game to this book. And
the art looks fantastic. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. He's just got such a classic look about him, and it really fits the vibe of this comic. Chris, did you have?
Yeah, you nailed it. You nailed it with Battlestar Galactica meets Tomb Raider is really what that
That is a great
story is.
combination, man. Woo.
Yeah, Samara is a great character. She's a strong female lead, which is awesome because we don't have that in our other books, really.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, so really excited about that. Drew just loves sci-fi, and it shows in every panel of every page, and it's just beautiful work. I've read the book already. We all have read the graphic novel and just thoroughly enjoyed it, and it's ready to go. You're not going to wait for this book. When you hit the pre-order button and you pay, your digital copy gets mailed to you immediately.
Wow.
Okay. And then it will come out to you immediately. And then, we'll print the graphic novels up and get them shipped out just like we would any other crowdfund.
Love it. I love it.
It's done very well for us for, no Kickstarter whatsoever. We just put this right on the platform. We sold the goal in copies within a few hours, I think, right after launch. That was really cool. Drew's happy. We're stoked for him because, again, this is the first title that Homebrewed's put out, as Homebrewed Comics. This didn't exist prior to the merger. And as Dan said, both members of that team have just really brought everything to that book. And it really shows. So check it out. I think the digital is $5, Dan, if I'm not mistaken, right?
I think it's $5. I think.
Yeah,
not bad.
Yeah, it sounds about
yeah.
right.
It's like a $5 digital, and it comes to you immediately. And the thing about us running it on the website ourselves, if you check it out and you like it, and you like the digital and you want to get the physical, you can just go right back on there and get that. Very accessible. We're really proud of what we've been able to do with the platform so far, and there's going to be a lot more coming to it this year. As far as I go, I run the Instagram Homebrewed Comics. I've got my own. I am Creative Chris. I will be trying to move my stuff over there as we go because I never anticipated, having the team become what it is. So, but you can, if you message Homebrewed Comics, you'll get me, and we can chat about everything Homebrewed or conventions, things like that. We've got some awesome things in the works that I cannot wait to discuss more of. And we've got the conventions, like Dan said. So thank you guys very much. I wish my internet connection was better and I could join on video, but I will see some of you in person here in a few days.
Don't worry, folks. When we're there as Bit and Apple TV, we're going to be talking to the guys at the table, and we're going to do a whole little video and put it on Instagram right away. And you'll feel like you're there because it's like boom, boom, and boom. And it's on Instagram right after we do the interview.
Perfect.
Sweet.
And I have a feeling that we're probably going to do a multi-tier interview instead of doing an interview of all four of you. I think that would be better.
Sounds great.
Cool.
Great. Looking forward to seeing you again. And Paul, you're going to be there as well, right? You're looking forward to meeting you.
You may not recognize me, Dan, but that's okay.
Okay.
It's
are you
going to be
wearing
so
a costume?
interesting. The professor will be there.
Nice. Nice.
Oh my God. That's another question I haven't asked you guys, because I know you guys, we discussed it a little bit. So if somebody wants to join your guys and be part of Homebrewed, what do they got to do?
Chris, you want to take that?
So right now we are not taking any submissions, but we are looking we will be in the future, and there's going to be some stipulations, more like you've got to have at least run 1 or 2 Kickstarters. We haven't really sat down and made the criteria for it, because indie comics is tough, and I don't think a lot of people understand that. Now, my suggestion is, I get a lot of people that are like, oh, what do I have to do to join Homebrewed? And I'll ask them, what are you looking for in a publisher first? Like why are you going to a publisher, and what's the appeal there, instead of doing what everybody on this panel has done, which is self-fund and self-publish. Well, I don't know marketing, I don't know this. Okay, well then look, I can help you with that, and I can help you learn. But to join a group is tough. There's expectations that you never know about. Luckily, Dan and I have a lot of experience outside of comics that make us successful here. But eventually, when we open those floodgates up, we will have some criteria up there. Right now, we are still looking for some artists and things. So go ahead and send over portfolios. There's a post that still gets a lot of attention on it. So go to my page, info@homebrewed.hbhcomics.com, and definitely send over the portfolio. We're still looking for artists. We've got some big projects in the works. And I mean, Dan, you can chime in here too, but with the amount of creative ideas that we put in our chat every day, we're going to have more books that we need help on as we go. I mean, just yesterday we were talking about a couple different colorists and artists and things. So I think I'll use Mo Lubison as a great example. Mo is in Homebrewed Zero. He has a short 6-page story in there, and how he got in with us there. He's been doing covers for us for a while, and I think you guys might be able to chime in here too. Indie comics is a great idea sometimes, but when you fulfill a book, there's just there's something about fulfilling a book that's hard that people don't realize until they have to do it.
Yeah.
I had a gentleman ask me, he's like, "Hey, can you help me with my book?" I'm like, "Well, what do you need help with?" He's like, "Well, I just want to write the book. I don't really want to market the book, and I don't want to promote the book and this and that." And I'm like, "Well, if you don't promote the book, you're not going to go anywhere." Like, people don't just.
I want you to pay me to sit home and write, and then you do everything. That's what I want.
Lupin is like cover artist.
Yeah, and Lou is incredible. She did a piece for me years ago for Latex Avenger, and then actually has a piece in the Bigfoot Knows Karate Godkiller Deluxe Edition this coming out in next month when we fulfill that. Chris, we need to actually look at Lou's portfolio because she really brings it, and her painted style is phenomenal.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and another thing, and she does a Betty Page like nobody's business. If you ever seen her Betty Page stuff, phenomenal. Yeah, Lou, you're amazing. Thank you.
She says, "I'll be swinging my hippie traps at sunset."
Real quick, back to what you were saying about bringing other people on. One of the things that we're trying to do is we're trying to experience all the bumps in the road ourselves before we bring anybody else on. So because we are going through a lot of new stuff. I mean, whether it's digital distribution, physical distribution, this project that we're working on in Hush Hush right now that we're working on. I mean, we have so many things happening. And we're learning it, I mean, yes, we all bring in expertise to the company, but it's a bumpy road along the way. Let us kind of get to smooth road before we bring anybody else in, so they don't have to endure some of the pains that we're having along the process. Not that it's painful. Come on, we're having a great time. We're making
comic books.
Yeah, we're making comics. I mean, in the end of the day, it's a freaking comic. You know what I mean? If you really break it down. However, there's a lot of love, a lot of work, a lot of sweat, blood and tears. Y'all know, you all know for yourself.
Yeah.
Well, and you can have a better idea after a minute of what you need from somebody, what you need to expect from somebody, and they need to be able to handle giving if they're going to come in and be a part of that, and not just, here, I made a pretty book, you do all the rest of the hard part for me.
Yeah.
Ain't no publisher doing that, no matter who they are. I mean,
that bugs me out though, because there are people out there that think that's what happens once you get somebody to do stuff for you. I'm like, dude, even the big guys do their own promotion for their own stuff. You don't see any of these big writers and artists, and they do their own promotion.
I'm friends with some guys that do, V. Ken Marion. I talk to him all the time, and he's out there promoting. Yeah. He's a great guy. I love V-Ken. He did a cover for issue 10 for me. Every con I see him at, we're chatting it up, and I see him all the time still promoting to buy the book. A lot of cover artists especially, they're like, hey, make sure you go in and look for this cover by me. And just because you're on a publisher doesn't mean you've made it. And I'd say that lightly to people. Like, you don't get into comics to make money and retire. You get into comics because you have passion, and you hope that passion bleeds into your fan base. You know, like when I go back to when I met Dan, and he was using his finger painting skill on a laptop. I'm scrolling through Instagram, and I'm like, what is this dude doing? And he was just so into drawing, you know, Bigfoot. And I find out what his comic is. He launches the comic, and now I'm invested in it. And I talk, and you know, Dennis Valencia, who's on our team. Dennis, he has two issues and the crossover out, and Dennis will sit at a con, and people come up and just love supporting Dennis because he's such a good person. And I think that people don't realize how much, and we're all creative, so we have this moment of where we get camera shy all the time. You know, it's just kind of being a nerd means you're shy, no matter what. But if you don't get out there, you don't put your face out there, people don't. I don't know what it is. Like you can have this amazing story, but if people can't see you, they won't ever see your story.
Right. It's funny that you say that, because I always get people, because I have social anxieties, and but you do what you do. I'm like, yeah. Besides having the social anxiety, I do what I do. But I still have those things. They're not going to run away.
I'm autistic as hell, but this is all a mask that I built. And I'm just lucky that I built a mask off of people I was watching on TV. So now that we're all carrying TV cameras in our pocket, the whole, hey, how you doing? You know, fits pretty well in this.
Fish, that's why I like you so much, because it's the same thing with me. Because in my mind, when I'm doing the, hey, it's written, Ralph, I hear, this is Howard Cosell talking to you.
Hell yeah, Wide World of Sports, rock
exactly.
on. Yeah.
Or Wolfman Jack, yeah, man, it's time for the radio.
I got to do so many things in my life with what would MacGyver do.
Oh yeah.
I had the bracelet for that. Oh wait, no.
Oh my god, folks!
That's
See,
awesome.
we're a bunch of nerds and geeks. Go say hi to us. We'll talk to you. We'll tell you which way you should go. All right. So, Mr. Fish, why don't you tell the people one more time all the good stuff, so I can show off your Kickstarter one more time?
Go MrFish.com will always take you to the latest thing that I'm working on. GOMRFISH.com. And right now, that's a Roll for Hero handbook, where you can get the handbook, where with some 6-sided dice, you can roll up all kinds of crazy characters, heroes, villains, monsters, all kinds of awesome stuff. And there's also going to be the mini comic that we are going to start doing 3 weekly live streams that are going to be backers only. The first one is going to be this Wednesday at 3:30 Eastern, 2:30 Central. And you can come hang out for as little as $5. Back it, we'll send you the link to the stream. You can come hang out. We are going to be rolling up the characters, creating the world, the story, the background characters. We're going to plot it out. We're going to write the script together. We are going to lay out and pencil and letter and ink the pages together on live stream. We are going to print, bind, trim, pack, ship the books. You get everything soup to nuts, a masterclass in making Ashcan comics and putting them out. Ask all the questions you ever had. I'm really looking forward to it. I have absolutely no idea what the comic's going to be. It could be anything. And that's terrifying and exciting at the same time.
Right now.
We come up with so many wild ideas. We just went on live stream today, just letting people know that the campaign was live. And we rolled up some characters real quick and came up with a really freaking awesome story that I wish we could make as a mini comic, but it wasn't one of the backer only streams, so it doesn't count. So it's going to be one of the millions of ideas that we come up with that don't get made into anything, and we're going to make up something new together. All those streams will be reposted later because, like I said, I believe in being, a blessing to the people coming up behind me. So I want all of this to be available later. You're just not going to get to participate and kick out ideas and, help decide what happens panel to panel and, what characters look like and what they get named and all that stuff.
So which tier do you need to be in order to participate in this?
Any of them. Absolutely. You can back just the handbook at the digital tier for $5 and you can get in, or just the mini comic for $5, or back just one of them at the physical tier, or get the whole set that comes with the fancy schmancy drawing pad with all the different images and characters and stuff drawn on it that you can draw over, and dice and the whole 9 yards, or you can get the set with the t-shirt, or you can get one of the limited sets that were way more popular than I thought, where we bring you on the show and we're going to roll up a new character with you and design a new OC for you. And you get to help us decide what it's going to look like. And
that is so cheap.
You get either a digital image if you want to go the digital route, or we'll do a printed poster along with the comic and the mini comic and the drawing pad and the dice and the whole 9 yards. So
I got to say, $75, that's a great deal.
Yeah. It really is,
because you don't get that kind of stuff for $75.
No. And there's also like, there's all of my books and stuff are in there as bundles. So if you haven't like read Alice Lost in Wonderland, you can get a bundle that has all 3 issues of that, or you can get all the issues of the Mighty Call or Green Zone, and all that stuff's available as add-ons. And you can get commissions from me if you want like a full pinup or cover or something. There's those things available there too. But yeah, it's exciting. We're having fun. I cannot wait to see what we come up with. The regular team of people that are chomping at the bit on our show every week, fighting to see who's going to get the first message in the comments and stuff before we launch. Those guys come in with so many amazing ideas and name ideas and character ideas. Like the characters we created today came up with this awesome mixed backstory between the two of them because of the comments from our regular viewers. I cannot wait to see what happens when all of my other like regular backers that are comic creators and aspiring comic creators and parents of creative kids and young people. Like, the only caveat to this is I want to keep the live streams relatively PG because I want the younger generation to be able to hang out too, and to be able to learn how to do this, whether they're, printing them up at home or they take over the school Xerox machine and start cranking them out, whatever it is. I want to be able to share this information with everybody. So, we're going to keep the booby and fart jokes to ourselves for a little bit. But
I love these little cartoon figures of you and Uncle E. And I'm like, this should be a tier because I want one of myself.
That should be.
That's what I'm saying.
All you gotta do is book a slot on the show sometime, and you'll end up in the thumbnail. So
there
you'll
you
end
go.
up with one for sure.
There's a workaround. All right.
Yeah, there's a cheap workaround. I ended up stealing Uncle E's style because we were switching off doing the thumbnails at first, and it was jarring going from his style to my style. So I just started copying his style.
It's so cute.
And it's cute, and it's really easy. It's really hard to get a likeness without a nose and a mouth, but we pull it off. And most of our friends that come on the shows have mustaches and beards, which helps a little bit. And but yeah, it has been a learning curve, learning how to do this style, but it's been so much fun. And that's why they're all through the Roll for Hero handbook, because they're just funny little dudes to draw. And, when I need to put an illustration in of us like trying to figure out something or explain a concept.
Oh my God, that's great.
I can draw that in like 5 minutes. And so I filled the book full of these guys, and
you're just making me want to raise my tier. I'm like, okay, maybe can I find the $70? Maybe I can.
Oh man, and I made the mistake of listening to some cool theme music the other day, and now I've got this idea for an animated intro that's like totally 80s animated intro with these guys and zipping through this like 80s laser landscape with all the characters that we've created and the monsters coming after us and the good guys trying to fight them off and us drawing things to get in the way. And I don't have time to do that. I'm probably still going to do it, but I don't have time to do it.
Oh my God.
Who needs sleep anyway?
Let's play the videotape and see what we have here. Here we go.
Hey there, comic fans. It is your ever-loving Uncle Fish, the fastest spin in indie comics, baby. And we are here for the Roll for Hero Handbook Kickstarter. What is it? This is a character generator. It is a creativity exercise. This is an inspiration engine, baby. This is the Roll for Hero handbook. It goes along with our show, Roll for Hero. It has all the tables and charts that you're going to need to be able to roll up awesome new characters on the spot. Who needs the Roll for Hero handbook? This is for artists that are looking for a new challenge. This is for writers who want to create new heroes and villains. This is for creative kids that are just itching to create brand new worlds full of amazing creatures. This is for comic creators that are looking for new people to stick in the background. This is for people struggling with artist block. This is for gamers looking for inspiration for the next PC for their game. This is for game masters who are looking for a quick new henchman or villain to throw at your characters. This is a fun way to come up with random characters. Now, this is not an entire game. This is not an entire role-playing system or anything like that. This is just prompts to get you started in the creativity. This will give you a list of your alignment. It'll give you your motivation. It'll give you your origin, how you got your powers, what those powers are, and then you get to mix those together in any way you see fit. Now, this is not a hard and fast set of rules. This is not, these things only work this way, and you have to do it this way. That's not what I'm giving you. This is not a complicated set of Lego blocks that only fit together in a very particular way. Oh, no. This is giving you a variety of paints, and you get to choose how you mix those paints together and what you paint with them. Your creativity is the only limitation when it comes to Roll for Hero. But what's the other part of this campaign, you ask? The Roll for Hero mini comic. We are going to be creating a brand new ash can sized mini comic on the spot. We are going to be doing this on 3 new weekly live streams that are be coming out, backers only. So everybody that backs, even at the $5 digital tier, is going to get links to all of the shows every week that you can come on, you can hang out, you can get a masterclass of what it's like to create comics from beginning to end, baby. We're going to be rolling up prompts from the Roll for Hero handbook to create the characters that are going to be in this new comic. And you can be there and learn things from the get-go, like character creation, character design, plotting out the story from beginning to end, what it's like to outline the script, page layouts, lettering comics, penciling action-packed pages, inking clear dynamic action scenes, compiling the finished pages for print and digital comics, printing the mini comics in your own home, packaging, shipping, trimming, binding, the whole 9 yards, soup to nuts. We're going to be doing it all on live stream. You can come hang out for as little as $5 and get to ask all the questions you ever had. This is for anybody who's ever wanted to make their own comic. Whether you've been in this for a long time and maybe you're looking for an economical way to save money now and try out new ideas without breaking the bank, or maybe you're just getting started and you just want to get your stories out there so people can see it. This is going to be an amazing time. We're going to have a lot of fun. One of the other awesome things that we've got available on the Roll for Hero Kickstarter is the character design drawing pad. This thing is 50 pages of action-packed character sheets, action-packed images. And as you can see, this has character sheets in there, but it's not just this character sheet. It's not just this same guy over and over again, but there's characters in every shape and size. There's men, there's women, there's skinny, there's fat, there's all kinds of different characters done in this light blue line. So you can easily draw over it with your design, color it in. There's places to put all the information that you roll up in the Roll for Hero handbook. But then when you're ready, you just tear that one off and you've got another page of action-packed scenes where you can draw your character in these scenes over all these template bodies. This pad is amazing. This is a big, fat, thick 50-page pad with 25 original images on there of brand new character sheets, action-packed images with lots of cool characters. You can draw your new OCs, fighting, battling, fending off the villains. It's going to be awesome. So if you want to get in, this alone is worth the price of admission, baby. This drawing pad is so much fun. You'll want to get in on this. You'll want to get in on the mini comic action, and you want to get the Roll for Hero handbook, baby. Your Uncle Fishy loves you. I'll see you on the live streams.
Gotta love Fish. I was like, I gotta play the video because I saw the video.
I wonder where my
my
voice
God.
went.
Dude, that is just amazing. And it kind of reminds me, like you were saying earlier, like when we were kids, because that reminds me of Crazy Eddie.
Yeah. Oh, but that's not all.
Exactly. My prices are insane.
If you act now, we're going to slash prices. I
Oh,
totally wanted to do an infomercial commercial for this and be like, who is the Roll for handbook good for? And then be like, you know, people who have artist block, creatives, and then go into things like people who can't tie their shoes. And you like, show my son like flip out when he can't tie his shoes. And then, you need Roll for Hero. can't unscrew your bottled water and he gets it all over him. You need Roll for Hero, and just do all those ridiculous things from the late night infomercials where all the stuff comes out of the cabinet at you every time you open it, and you're just like, wah, wah. And, you know, Roll for Hero will fix it all.
I thought we lost Chris for good. All
You're
right.
about to lose me because I'm about to shake myself out of my chair.
Paul, one last time, tell the people, and I'll play your video.
Awesome. So you can find us at our handles at Time Enforcers, pretty much on every social media platform you can find us. And our store is timeenforcers.store. I'm actually set up a new platform for that, so we're building out product there. Pretty excited about that. And our Kickstarter is available. We get 9 days left, and I'd really appreciate you if you could back us because we're really excited about this. And after we get this Kickstarter done, we're going for a tabletop role-playing game. So I am so pumped right now to get going and keep this going and don't get any sleep. So I'm good.
Yes, like I said, Paul needs a team. Give him that team. And you'll see why right now. Hold on.
Welcome, Cowboy Adventurer, to the next thrilling installment of the Time Enforcer Saga, Episode 2, Flying into the Crime Store, where learning history can be fun.
Welcome to Axiom Intergalactic News, your single source of truth for the events that shape our reality. Timeline in chaos! The GSTC moves into action! This is your announcer, Ed Henry, bringing you the latest intergalactic updates from the Axiom News Network. The Galactic Space-Time Consortium, watchful guardians of the timeline, are under attack! A new evil from a trans-dimensional realm has emerged with a diabolical mission to transform reality as we know it. As events unfold, one question remains and looms large. Has the public placed its faith in an organization unprepared to handle the challenges ahead?
Fascinating read. A bit difficult to comprehend. I'll have to consult with CG about this one. Well, hello there, and good day to you. I'm Paul Hebert, speaking to you from the historic Thomas Nast Library, right here in Morristown, New Jersey. Now, if you've been following the reports from the Axiom News Network, you could be forgiven for believing our situation is, well, needless to say, rather dire. However, the truth is considerably more fascinating. For centuries, history has quietly shaped the world around us. Yet, do you realize that hidden behind pivotal moments in our past stands an organization dedicated to protecting the very timeline itself, the Galactic Space-Time Consortium. Its mission appears simple, but it is somewhat difficult in practice. Preserve history as we know it. Today, this challenge has never been more important, and that is precisely what the Time Enforcers is all about. One might even say learning history can be far more exciting when action and adventure is a big part of it. But enough from me. I would like to introduce you to one of the founders of the GSTC, the venerable Professor C.T. Haugens. C.T., are you there?
Blast it, Paul. Couldn't you have picked a better time to drop in? It's total chaos here. The outer defenses of the GSTC headquarters have been breached. Time portals are destabilizing. The archives are under siege. The very timeline itself is at risk of collapse. We need to call in every recruit we can to the GSTC to help out. I can't speak now. I have to go.
Well, as you can see, the situation has become considerably a bit more complicated, and quite frankly, we can use your help. Joining our Kickstarter campaign is your opportunity to take part in this mission. Whether you're discovering Time Enforcers for the very first time, or you followed our adventures from the very beginning, you will find a reward tier worthy of every agent. Choose from multiple editions of the graphic novel, including 5 stunning variant covers illustrated by an incredible lineup of legendary artists, an exclusive hardcover edition, and additional rewards that will unlock as new stretch goals are achieved throughout the campaign. Every pledge strengthens the mission. Every backer helps bring this adventure one step closer to reality. Friends, make a pledge. Support the mission and help us defeat Chronolith and his evil minions of doom once and for all. The GSTC is counting on you. Thank you for your support.
Oh my God, Paul! I feel like you have way too much fun with that.
Yeah, I'm having way too much with this. Too much fun.
Oh my God, folks! I hope you've enjoyed the show. I had a feeling today was going to be a special geek out and a half, and I knew we were going to go a little bit over. So I hope you enjoyed it.
I'm shocked.
Always a good time.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Oh, every time, brothers. We will see
Thank
you
you.
guys at Terrificon on Saturday, and I will give you guys more beautiful stuff from Homebrewed Comics as we talk to them at Terrificon.
Looking forward to it, dude. Thanks so much for
Yeah,
having
thank
us
you.
on tonight.
Appreciate it.
Great meeting you guys as well.
Same. Yeah, add us on social, please.
Please.
So Mr. Fish is amazing, and Paul is too much worker.
Paul's all right.
Actually, Fish and Paul both do way too much. All right, folks, look all these beautiful people up. Check them out. They have great stuff. Support these Kickstarters, and I will see you at Terrificon on Saturday. And of course, on Wednesday, we will be doing more Terrificon stuff, so it'll be more terrific.
You can never be Terrificon enough. That's all I gotta say.
Oh, I completely agree.
You're going to be terrific.
All right, folks, on this show, when it ends, I press a button and this happens. Come on, folks.